We're in the home stretch of our day-long Facebook Live shenanigans. How are y'all feeling? I lost my mind 6 hours ago.
Perfect. That's just before we started this, just
Nice.
right on time.
So you saw us play a lot of retro games, but we're now moving to a very recent game, Super Mario Run. Whoops.
Your screen went asleep. Everyone get into your phone now. Hey Jordan, why don't you join her at the castle for a party?
Why don't I? This is Super Mario Run. This is the first, real Nintendo iPhone game. Hit the App Store today. We'll be playing some of it.
Today, it's hot, it's fresh.
Yeah.
Brand new.
Brand new.
Off the shelves.
What's going on here?
Classic Mario intro time.
It's the Koopa Clown car.
Of course, Bowser's back at it again.
So this is Mario Endless Runner, a very ubiquitous mobile genre. I've covered mobile games for a long time. I've written about them for Geek. I reviewed some for PC Mag, and before that, I was at this site for 4 years. I've reviewed literally hundreds of mobile games. So let's see how this one stacks up against Endless Runner. That's a very mobile game type thing. So this game's been kind of like a big deal in its own way.
A big deal. Nintendo finally did the thing and jumped to mobile that people have been waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Vertically integrated Mario. I'm still not sure that I'm feeling it.
The purist in you can't approve, huh?
The purist in me doesn't even like that they're using the new Super Mario Brothers aesthetic as opposed to pixel art, but I'll deal.
Well, I died.
Well, Jordan's terrible at this game. So one of the main things that's come out as people started playing it is that it runs for you, which in itself is a new thing. It automatically runs, and you just do the
There were some
controls.
bits in New Super Mario Brothers 2 for the 3DS that did this.
Yeah.
Well, the screen scrolled like that.
Yeah.
And it makes sense with just a touch interface to limit your control like that. But it's also not the Mario you know and love. Touch and hold. So just jump height, is that really all you can do then?
Yes.
Okay.
And later on there are like blocks that you can like pause and see your surroundings, kind of like get situated, or like jump back and kind of like do wall jump type stuff. Very
nice.
Mario type things, but all filtered through this Endless Runner gameplay formula. We have a question. It looks like.
Can you play it in landscape?
No, you cannot.
Huh.
Because their whole thing here is that it's a Mario. Like their whole marketing pitch is, it's a Mario you can play with one hand.
Right. Yeah.
The strap hangers. Gotta hold that subway pole and play Mario.
Yeah, and this is that's possibly coming out of the the Nintendo still being more of a Japanese focused company, whereas landscape orientation is much more popular among Western mobile games. The vertical orientation is kind of like the set standard for a lot of Japanese titles. It just tends to be. I think it has a lot to do with like they're played a lot on the subway with the crowding, so they want it to be able to be held vertically.
Yeah.
But if it works, it works. I'm not a big fan of vertical integration, but I keep saying integration. It's orientation.
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 We know what you mean.
Orientation. Well, you know where you can hear about the difference between those two things?
Where?
On our newsletter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
I haven't heard that. Now that it's out, I haven't actually heard. I kind of expected sort of rave acceptance of this thing, and it's kind of actually been a little lukewarm because of those reasons: the vertical, the auto running.
Also, people who haven't played a lot of mobile games have been surprised to hear that it needs the price, but also that it needs a constant internet connection.
That too.
A lot of mobile games do that,
Yeah.
but because most people don't pay attention to them, they're like, oh, why do I need the internet all the time for this single player
and
thing?
everyone wanted to be 99 cents, which wasn't going to happen because it's Nintendo. They're going to make their thing seem premium compared to a lot of the junk that's on the App Store, frankly.
Right. The pricing is it's free to get for the first few levels, then you pay a $10 lump sum for everything else. No free-to-play elements, which thank God.
Which is they did that. Yeah, that's good. Question.
Is society worse off now that we can play as Bowser?
Seems Clickhole has left a comment on our page. I don't think so. I believe in radical anarchism.
Yeah. No, you don't.
Hey.
Hey, don't tell them what I think.
1-1, up and over.
Up and over. You can't get more simple than that.
Up and Adam.
Yeah, I expect that the reviews from regular users will probably be better than the standard game audience, especially from Nintendo. And like myself, I wouldn't, want to nitpick this to death because it's not, a full Mario game made for me. But this is, for the casual fan that knows of Mario and knows that this is, the gold standard for platforming play control has always been the Super Mario Brothers series, especially for this hop and bop kind of gameplay. And people who know it, love it, aren't necessarily super fans, the ability to play it with one hand on their phone while they're commuting will probably be received as a big holy shit, this is great kind of moment for them.
They're going to see this on their phone and go, hey, that's the Mario I know, running
right.
sideways. Like, and obviously, games critics are going to say, well, this difference, this difference, this difference.
Yeah, right.
But for the average person, you're right. I think it looks a lot like the old Mario games, which, of course, I famously don't enjoy.
Yeah, talk about how wrong you are about 2D games.
I don't enjoy 2D side-scrollers.
If you've seen his lower third, it's a Destiny apologist.
Yeah,
So
I don't enjoy 2D side-scrollers, really, period.
that's pretty much what it is.
Of
So.
any form.
Just kill him right now. I
can
won't
just
say anything.
That's fine.
Yeah.
No. There are many genres for many folks.
See,
and it
see how much more understanding he is than you guys? Gosh.
Well,
he's
you know,
great. You're out, he's in.
Well, you're wrong. I mean, there's
You're so wrong.
there's no two ways to it around that. This is,
sure.
the
They're excellently designed games. I appreciate that. Obviously, especially at the limited hardware back in the day, of course, all that. I don't find them fun. I would never play one for more than 5 minutes now. That's simply how it is.
no.
Mario Galaxy, Mario 64 are a million times better than all the
Those are
New Mario
wonderful
Bros.
games. Those
They're
are wonderful
great
games. Those are gold standard of 3D games. That's as it goes. When Miyamoto eventually retires, it is going to be so weird when these games come out and they're not like polished to a fine.
Yeah.
Like if we start getting Mario games that are like the Sonic games, where it's like,
Oh no! Don't say that.
we're going to experiment a little, and hey, here's this one new idea we've come up with for Sonic that's really cool, and we're going to surround it with this ocean of crap.
We're gonna film Mario and
Ocean
friends
of
having sex
crap.
at prom night.
This is once again,
Lord.
for those just tuning in, this is new. This is Super Mario Run.
Super
now
Mario
available on
Run.
iPhone. It just launched today.
Meets
fresh off
Homo.
the App Store.
Yeah, on iPhone only for a little while, which
Yes.
is pissing me off.
Yeah,
but,
same.
All
I wouldn't get it anyway, but same.
all of you folks who gave in and sold your souls to the Apple cult, that's fine. You
Well
can
done.
get your
Hey,
reward
it's a nice phone.
for the
There's a headphone jack still. We have a
your reward to
question.
play a Mario game early, which is
What
which
other
is nice.
franchises do you think Nintendo's going to bring to mobile?
Well, they're doing Animal Crossing and Fire Emblem next.
Those were the two announced ones. They had Miitomo, which kind of doesn't really count. That was really their first venture into the mobile space. Was this
Yeah.
kind of social integration, hangout, party, chat, customize your character app. It wasn't truly a game. The Animal Crossing one apparently is going to be more like that than a full game.
That makes sense.
This is the most game you want. I'm not sure what the Fire Emblem one would probably work the best from a full game standpoint because it's an overhead 2D tactical game.
Yeah, right.
That's easy.
I just hope it has the Awakening and Fates thing, where you recruit your children from the future, and you make. Someone described. I wish I could cite this, but a review of Fire Emblem described it as chess, where you can make the chess pieces kiss. I want that on my phone.
Yeah.
So they announced 5 mobile games in this partnership with DNA, and we have 4 accounted for because Miitomo counts on that deal. So that's 1 left. What could that 5th one be? What
could
would
it
you want
be?
to see on the phones?
I would hope for some Zelda. I really would.
It's got to be eventually, right?
Well, it's got to be.
You'd
Well,
figure.
the thing is that Nintendo seems pretty focused on the idea of mobile as the bite-sized, quick play-through things to promote their other games. I don't know of anything about Zelda that works in bite-size. To me, Zelda is at the bare minimum. If you're not sitting there, wandering the world map trying to figure out where you're going for 6 hours just to get started, you're not playing a Zelda game. But this is where it goes. Oh, we got another question.
Another question about Super Mario Run.
Do
Question
you
mark?
think Joe and Jane, a mobile gamer, will get over the price? Should we pay for art?
I hope so. Like, look at what happened with
hope they do.
Threes in 2048. Threes is
Breaks my heart every time I see someone playing 2048 on the
it's just
subway.
like pay $1. So Threes is an excellent puzzle game. You're swiping threes together to make multiples of 3. And
It's a little
2040,
gray.
it was like $2 on the iPhone. It's great. And 2048 came
It has
out.
a great little graphic
It's delightful.
personality
Yeah.
to it.
It was-
Great sound effects. It's really nice. And then
and then 2048 came out. It was free. It ripped off the idea, but because it was free, everyone played it.
like
And
a
it breaks my
browser
heart.
game version of this like really personality-filled little mobile game, and it's just.
And it was made in Chicago, and I know the developers because I was going to school in Chicago at the time. So 2048 is a evil game. But yeah, this race to the bottom on mobile, I think, has been a real problem. And I hope that Mario is strong enough as a property to get past that.
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be the case. I mean, this is a big deal. This is for a casual audience or even like a semi-casual audience. There's something about the brand of the Nintendo characters, Mario specifically, that says it's Mickey Mouse. This says this is full video game. So even if this is, just like even if this turns out to be the best endless runner ever made, it is just an endless runner, but it's an endless runner with that stamp, with those familiar graphics.
Especially because you can get in there and try it out for a bit too. So
Yeah,
you can play
right.
a couple levels, and even if half the people who try it say,
right.
I want it or I don't want it, that's a lot of sales. So that's a lot of copies.
And $10 for this is still $25 cheaper than what you're going to pay for what Joe and Jane Mobile may assume is the same game
Right.
on 3DS or on Switch or coming up. So it's. I hope they can. I really hope that we can get out of this thing where mobile has to be the cheapest, dirtiest little thing.
Quickest thing, yeah. Are we going to see a stream of clones now? Not that these games haven't been mimicked in every conceivable fashion for the past decades, but now that it's on mobile, every time there's a hit game, you see clones. So I'm wondering if it'll be. I'm sure Nintendo will be pretty aggressive.
It's already
about
happened
copying,
in the
but-
time that we started this segment.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Would anyone else like to play?
I'll try it.
Super
for it,
Antonio Run is on the App Store.
Go away, Will.
I'm not kidding.
I'm old enough to remember when the Great Gianna Sisters happened. So
Nice.
this has always been a thing that's happened.
I love,
Comeback.
I love that they kept them Italian.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you have to. That's part of the charm.
That's part of the
I
bit.
already want to put this down.
I was kind of digging it. Whatever.
It's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. As we established, I don't enjoy it particularly. So having even less control over what's already a pretty simplistic mechanism is can be kind of limiting. But
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Is like to me, this looks that these sort of things feel like I'd like a D-pad so that I can control this and play the real game.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
sure there's an audience that looks at the D-pad and says, "Oh man, can't it just run for me?"
yeah.
But
Yeah.
hey, this is the world we live in. They've made.
And I guess the one-handed thing, I don't know how hard that really did play into their design aspect, was like the one-handed strap holding
That's
thing.
a big
so
pitch.
That
Yeah.
must be, yeah.
We have a question.
What's the 2D game you hate the least, Buzzy?
Like any strategy game, because it's not.
So you hate you don't like
yeah, I don't.
you side scroller specifically is what you don't
this whole
like.
thing. I hate 2D games. It's become a whole big thing. It's really I don't like the simplistic mechanics. Wow, it left me off right in the gap.
Well, get good, Buzzy.
I wasn't even looking.
these simplistic mechanics are kicking your ass.
They're
right
kicking my ass. Yeah.
Oh.
I like long-term payoff, so I play a lot of strategy
So
games.
you play Destiny.
I play. Well, yeah, it is nothing but a long time waster. So yes.
We're just kidding.
2D
You're okay.
2D games, I play a lot of like Civilization and stuff like that. So
Okay, yeah, so that-
Fire Emblem, like all those games, I love all those games.
So it's the
but,
platformer thing.
Yeah, it really is. I don't find it very fun.
Yeah, right. Now-
Metroid or what have you. Just
Well,
I was about
you
to
hate
say
so
across
much-
the longer form
across the
ones.
board.
Let's get Bob a shot.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Retry.
All right, let's see how this works. This way. I'll come over here.
Yeah.
Swiftly so I can.
Change positions. Change places. So I was kind of digging it.
So it's where do I tap on?
So you're holding, you're pressing there.
Oh, I
you're
forgot it was a hold. That
You're
was,
holding
okay,
for the
I
longer
forgot
jump. That
was-
kind of
yeah.
tripped me up too.
Okay.
I was wondering why I wasn't getting quite across some of those chasms. I forgot about the
Oh,
hold.
right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Not so.
Kicking my ass a little bit
See,
too.
it's
here.
not so.
Come on
so
now,
easy.
Mario.
You're still wrong, Buzzy. We have a question.
All right. So I'm.
So is it just the single player experience? What else is in here?
There's also some sort of like again we just got this. We haven't had too much time to mess around with it, but there's some sort of like kingdom building aspect, and like you're like customizing your own little mushroom kingdom. And I guess sharing that with your friends, but also like comparing times with courses with your friends, like racing against their ghosts and things like that. So.
One review described the kingdom building as pointless.
Cool.
Just
Well, they should read that. They should wait for the review that's going to be on PCMag.com, and I'm sure we'll write something for Geek.com.
see what we think instead.
How much of my life has been spent running face first into paratroopers?
Well,
So
2.5
true.
minutes more.
So true.
I will say this is maybe the best that this new Super Mario Brothers aesthetic has looked.
It's really.
It looks really
clean.
sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
really
this
nice.
this is stripped out. I'm not a fan of the new Super Mario Bros. Like
Me
I like it.
neither.
It looks
Me neither.
pretty. I like it's sort of like the it looks like the action figures, which I know is part of why they go with it. I would have loved I'm just trying to think of how good like the Super Mario World or Super Mario Bros. 3 aesthetic would have looked here, or even just if they had done this with a button to flip back to like the NES style one to get back in, especially with the NES Mini out, proving the power of the nostalgia brand on this, I think they would have sold a couple more. Just so people say, yes, this is that original Mario on your phone. And I
Right.
think Nintendo has underestimated how big that would be. Duck Hunt on phones would kill.
Would
Yeah.
slaughter.
You know what is gorgeous? Three-dimensional Mario Galaxy.
Yes.
Gorgeous game.
Mario Galaxy is one of the best looking games of its
great.
era, of its genre, of its series.
That Mario Switch is looking pretty good too. Got a little Mexican
yeah,
village.
I will say,
Do you find that? I don't know if it's just because we're displaying onto the screen, but do you find it a little? I don't find it as tight as a lot of 2D Mario games. Like it's a little. He seems not as maybe floatier is how to describe it.
it is a little floatier, which I imagine is probably intentional to be more
Yeah.
forgiving. Hey, but I made it, so
You did
there's
it.
that.
But you did the thing.
You didn't. So there's that.
Shucks.
Oh, but I'm not going to get the firework. Oh, I get the
You get
confetti.
confetti.
Okay, all
That's
right.
something.
I love the design of Mini Mario in this new aesthetic, though. It's very, very pleasant, pleasing looking.
He's gosh darn adorable.
Yes, he is.
Cool.
I want a mod that makes him look like Bob Hoskins, but that's me.
What about
Can't
Lou
ever
Albano?
Captain Lou Albano to you, sir.
Get it
That's
right.
true. Now it's my turn to get dunked on.
Yeah, yeah. And Danny Wells. You know where you can hear more about that?
Where?
In our newsletter.
Nice.
Yeah. All right.
Cool. So we're gonna wrap this up. We're done with this Super Mario Run
yeah.
in the App Store now, and we're gonna close things out in a bit with a visit from the Nerf Punisher. I don't know what that means. We'll all find out together on here on the Geek.
Punish Nerfs?
We will find out together,
I'm a
Bob.
Nerf herder.
The Nerf.
So we'll be back in a little bit.
Get the newsletter.
Yeah.